Do you want to eat? You missed it because you stayed asleep. Come on, I'll give you a lift. Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I thought it would be really fun to do an updated ferret care video. I looked back on my channel and the last time that I did a ferret care video was in 2021. So it's been a while, right? You weren't even here in 2021, were you, Doodle? Were you, little fatsy fats? So, and I just thought it would be fun to kind of see what's changed from then versus now in the things that I do, just basic daily ferret care. So I would say not too much has changed in like the products that I use. I mean, some things have changed in what I feed them, and I will share that. I guess their room has changed. Our schedule has changed a little. But aside from that, not too many things have changed. But because I haven't done a video like that in a really long time, I figured I would do that. Also, it was beautiful outside today and we got a new stroller, so I wanted to share that with you guys as well. I was gonna do a tutorial, but it was just so pretty and it has not been pretty in so long, and I really felt strongly that I got to get them outside. They really miss going outside. I take my ferrets out a lot in the spring and in the summer when it's not overly hot. And so this winter they've been really mopey, particularly this one. Say baby Oscar isn't he's like, I'm not gonna look. He's very upset about, he just seems so depressed. He's not really, but he's definitely not his normal, crazy, chaotic self, with the exception of his newest adventurous self, which is to climb on top of the cage. So ever since I moved the cage into the closet, like where it just sits in there, he, for some reason, feels the need to climb it. He's never climbed it the entire time that we've had him. I've never, knock on wood, had an issue with that until like 2 months ago, when baby Oscar has decided that that is going to be his new thing. So now we're dealing with that. What noise was that? Anyway, so on to ferret care. Basically, I'm going to go over kind of the treats that I use for my ferrets. I'm going to also talk about the food that I'm currently feeding. I will talk briefly about the litter that I use, which a lot of you guys probably already know. There's some favorite products that I've started using recently that I am addicted to and have been using probably for at least a good year and a half now. But since I haven't done a ferret care video in so long, it just needs to be updated. Like, that video is old. I even look younger. Anyway, I will just get going. Here we go. So one of the things that I do feed my ferrets is Stella and Chewy's Duck Duck Goose. They eat this twice a day. Well, let me rephrase that. It's recommended that you moisten this food. However, a couple of my ferrets really like to eat it dry. If you're gonna do that, it's super duper incredibly important that you leave lots of water around, because this is meant to be hydrated. So if they're gonna eat it not hydrated, then that means they're going to need a ton of water, to have access to a ton of water after they eat it and throughout the day, which they should have anyway, so that really shouldn't be a problem. Some of my ferrets really prefer to have it in water, so I do it both ways. So now I'm going to go make them, I put it in water twice a day, and then I leave some pieces out for them, along with their dry food, which Mr. Leo is getting right now, but he's first going to wake up all his siblings for some reason. He feels the need. So let's get them their food. Leo. Do you want to eat? You missed it because you stayed asleep. Come on, I'll give you a lift. Come on, I'll give you a lift. Here. What are you doing, handsome? For some reason, they really like to eat this in the bathroom. Not sure why, but I let them do it. And then whatever they don't eat, I just take in their room with the water and then empty it out later. What are you doing, handsome? Okay, so while we're talking about food, I figured I would just go over the food situation so that you guys, so I get a lot of questions about what do I feed my ferrets, and I'm always really hesitant to get into this conversation because there is so much debate over whether you should feed raw or you should feed kibble, or it's just, and it can get very ugly, and I'll be honest, you guys, I'm just not interested in all the arguing. So this is what I feed my ferrets, and that's really all there is to it. I choose not to do raw. There's a couple of reasons why. It has nothing to do with it being a bad diet. It's really more about it fitting into my life and me being able to give them everything I need and the time it takes to do that and a bunch of other things, and I just choose not to. So with that being said, we're going to move on from that conversation. I just don't get into the keyboard warrior fighting over things like that. So here's the deal. I am weaning this food out. Prior to a couple of weeks ago, my ferrets did not have this. so they would eat the Stella and Chewy's twice a day and a 50-50 mix of these two foods. However, Origin made some changes to their foods recently, and well, actually, it wasn't really that recent, but they made some changes, and what they did was their ingredients changed. And when their ingredients changed, it just made it not as healthy or good for your ferrets as it once was. So in an effort to just eliminate what can happen when you feed of dry food that isn't good for them, which is they can get all kinds of stones. It can just get really ugly for them. And so I don't want anything bad to happen to them if I can help it. So I want to take this away. We started using this instead, the Instinct. So now we're working on doing a 50-50 mix of the Instinct and the Epigen 90, the Wysong. Which, by the way, I had to get directly from Wysong because everyone was sold out. So there's that. So basically where we're at now is this is what it looks like. However, this still has the Origin mixed in with it. And the reason is like I said, we're slowly getting rid of it. Once this bowl right here is gone, though, I will not be mixing in any more Origin. They're at the point now where I feel comfortable just taking it all away. Please don't do that, Goofus. So we've been transitioning off of this for a couple of weeks. The thing about ferrets, if you don't know, a lot of you, I'm sure, know this, but if you don't know, ferrets will imprint on their food. So once they start to eat a food, it can be very difficult to transition them to something else. The younger they are, I found the easier it is to do that. All of my ferrets, I think, came initially on some kind of crappy Marshall's food, and so when they're little, it's a little bit easier. When they get into being 4 and 5, like Weasel and Lucy and Bear and Ruby, trying to get them to eat something new can be like pulling teeth. And ferrets can be really stubborn, and sometimes they just won't eat. Ferrets can be transitioned. It just can be a very process and sometimes very long. Fortunately for me, my ferrets really liked the Instinct. So that's what I'm feeding right now. Unless something crazy happens and some more changes happens to the food that we're currently using, I will maintain what we have. I try not to mess with their food very often. It causes upset stomachs sometimes. Also, if you hear that intense crying, like I have an abused animal in my house, I assure you that I don't. My little puppy, Savannah, who is a cutie, but also a puppy, really wants to come out and see the ferrets, which I'm fine with because I keep them separated by a gate. Savannah is high energy. She's about 25 pounds. She really wants to play. And to be real honest with you, at this stage in her life, I don't have a lot of confidence that she wouldn't accidentally hurt the ferrets. I absolutely have not seen anything that indicates that she would harm them intentionally. But she hurts me sometimes when she plays, and so, yeah, we're just not going to take that chance right now. We are working with her with a trainer and doing all that good stuff, but at this age, at 4 months old, we're just not there yet where I could just let her go, be around them. So for their safety, and hers, because Lucy will bite, we don't let them really interact at all by themselves, especially by themselves, and even not with me. So I do let them smell, like I'll bring the ferret, like one ferret out and let her smell the ferret. But I don't put the ferrets down on the ground. It's just really, she is so hoppy and so jumpy and so playful. And while we're talking about food, I will show you the treats I use. So obviously, I'm sure a lot of you know I'm addicted. Well, I'm not addicted, but the ferrets really like Pickle Ferrets use. We also get treats from Claws Paws and Raw, and I will put a kind of a picture or video up of them with the treats. Unfortunately, I don't have them. They're on the way. They should be here like in the next couple days. I order them monthly, but my animals go through those treats so fast. I can't not keep them here to save my life. The one thing that stayed the same is our litter. We're still using paper pellet litter. This, again, and I'll just mention this because I think it's interesting, also important. We get the kind that's made for cats. You can go to the pet store and you can buy this for small animals, but you will pay a lot more for it and you will get a lot less. So you're going to pay more money and get a smaller bag. If you get it for cats, you'll pay less money and get more for your money. So strange. Anyway, just make sure that if you're going to use paper pellet litter, it looks like this, that you make sure that it's scent free and that it's as low dust as possible. Dust is really bad for ferrets. So we don't like dusty paper pellets and we don't like anything with scent on them. So we have a total of 7 litter boxes in here. I have found over the years that if I leave the corners without a litter box, I have poop in them. So they're either, you'll notice all of my corners either have litter boxes or they have bedding. because that's the best way to save my floor. It's funny, they don't poop in these kind of areas over here, on occasion maybe, but primarily it's corners. So if we can protect all the corners, if you look around, there's even one back there behind this thing, then we seem to do really well with the litter boxes. Excuse me, what are you doing? You're so cute. I love you. You is a little ham. You want some treat? Okay. The other thing that I don't really use that much that I talked about in the prior video was the litter genie. So I did use that for a really long time and it works great for keeping the smell down, except I have a lot of ferrets and that litter genie got full so fast. So we switched over to this very fancy trash can that I have to empty. That's also really great at keeping the smell down. It's absurdly expensive and I accidentally got the one that's meant for like recycle too. So it's got this annoying split in it. I absolutely don't like that. But I'm not spending $60 on another trash can, so we're going to make it work. Other ferret care must-haves that I still use are these good boys, these little guys right here. I do cut my ferrets' fingernails myself. I can do all 6 of them in about 10 minutes or less. What we do is we put a little bit of a little bit of pickle ferret juice on their tummies, and then they let me basically do whatever I want. So that's how we get all their nails cut. We have a couple pairs of these. The other thing I want to mention is there will be a link in this video to my Amazon storefront, which will have links to any of the things that I use for my ferrets that I got from Amazon. Obviously, things like pickled ferret juice will have a link for Etsy. The difference between my Amazon storefront and the Etsy links are the Amazon storefront links are affiliate links, meaning that I do get a percentage if you were to go to that link and then purchase something. The percentages are very small. They come from Amazon pays them, or the products that you're purchasing, those people, whoever manufactures, they pay them. I think the percentages range depending on what it is. There is a list of like what they are, but it's not very high. It's like 1 to 3% for some things. And I think if you do Amazon, if I like promote Amazon games and you buy a game, it's like 20%, but that is the highest, and anything else is like kind of really low. Anyway, it's a really easy way for me to tell you guys where everything is all in one spot. So before I used to say, well, you can go to my description and then there would be like 19 links for everything that I talked about. This is really cool in that I have a storefront where there's different sections. I'm going to put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. So basically there's different sections on my storefront. Some will say ferret care, some say ferret enrichment, I think one is for sewing I have up there. And one says ferret room. So it's like, if it's something I'm talking about, like the food or the litter boxes or something else that I got from Amazon, you could just go in there and find it. And it's really easy instead of having to flip through all these videos and figure out exactly which link is where and all this other happiness. Or you just go to Amazon and search it yourself and not use a link at all. It's completely up to you. It doesn't matter to me. Anybody who's doing a part of an influencer program at all has to be really forthright and upfront about that. Okay, so I was getting ready to do a video, but then the sun happened. And it is really nice out, and we got a new stroller. So I really want to take the ferrets out while it's pretty, because it has been so cold lately, and it's really nice today, and it's not supposed to stay like this because it's not quite spring yet, but I might still do the tutorial, but I still want to take them out too, because I can't pass up a day where I can get them outside and have them do something different than what they've been doing, which is just a regular routine, but they get bored so easy, and sometimes breaking things up and giving them something different to do is really good for them. So we're going to jump on that bandwagon right now, and you can join us. So this is our new stroller. It's super awesome. I kind of thought at first they would get out of it, but they can't. And I love it, and it opens from both sides. So you can open it like this, or you can open it this way too. And the best part is I can just lift this out to go get them, put them all in it, and then take them on a walk. This is the new stroller. Also, I want to mention this mesh is like super strong, way stronger than the other stroller. I live in the middle of nowhere and we don't have sidewalks. Well, at least not where I live. So we're just going to walk down the street, which is what we normally do, because I don't really take them to a park, but it takes me 20 minutes to get there. We walk around, come back. We'd have poop everywhere. So we just walk around our neighborhood. They love it. We don't do it very long. They normally want to get out after about 15 minutes. But let's look at the front. Right here. Mama's going to show. There you go. Oh, hey. You like this new stroller, huh? The good thing about this new stroller is you have windows all over. You guys are so freaking cute. I can't even handle it. The cuteness should be illegal. All right, let's go. Here. Okay. I do like it. It pushes nicer than the other stroller. I don't know, you guys. It's a toss-up. Show everybody how you just lay down, take a little nappy. Let's check out the front ferrets. So cute. What are you doing, Peanut? Savannah, come here. Come here, Savannah. Come on. Can you sit? Can you sit? Sit. Good girl. Good job.